Oh, I am healed. With his stripes, I am healed. Just joking, y'all. But for real, I am healed though. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lisa Charnay. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload. So as y'all can tell by the title, I'm not going back to therapy. And it feels great to say that because I realize like now I'm starting to see the progress. Because before, I feel like it's been a long time coming. And I feel like every time I would think that I was good, I would always like take a couple steps back. So, it feels good to finally be like, all right, I don't need therapy no more. Like, I got this. I appreciate you, sis. You got me to where I needed to be, but now I can take it from here. And I didn't have like a final appointment or anything. It was very informal. And to be honest, it was just a decision that I came to myself. I didn't wait for her to say it. And to be honest, I kind of felt like I was done with therapy like a couple months ago, but I was still going anyway just because, excuse me, because I was actually waiting for her to tell me. And when I thought about it, it's like, your healing journey is yours. So if you feel like you're in a place to where you're strong enough to be able to continue, making progress by yourself without coming to therapy, then that's your call to make. That's not anyone else's. And it was almost like I still didn't trust myself, and I was waiting for that validation from her, I was waiting on validation from her to say, you know what, I think you're done. You're good. You're good to go. Because honestly, the past couple months, like every time I would go in there, it felt like girl talk. Like I go to my appointment, like, girl, guess what? This is what happened. This is what you missed while I was out. And then when I thought back on it, I was like, I ain't got no advice from her in a while. I ain't got no suggestions from her in a while. Like, I've been doing this on my own. Then on top of that, like from the very beginning, low key, I always knew like what was going on with me. Like, if I'm being honest, and not to say that therapy wasn't worth it or that I didn't need it, but like the solutions were, but I feel like the solutions were like within me the whole time, and I knew exactly like what I needed to heal from, and I knew exactly like what to do. Because I promise y'all, every week I go to therapy and I tell her like the stuff I'm doing or the stuff I had been doing like between the time we weren't together, and she'd be like, oh, I was just gonna suggest that. Or she would tell me something in my head, I'd be like, I'm already doing that, but I'm gonna let you live, sis. So, like, I had to be honest with myself and just like, I had to trust myself that I didn't have to be dependent on therapy to be okay. And I ain't gonna lie, when I really came to that conclusion, I was a little salty. Because I'm like, you've been getting paid for me to just sit here and catch you up on the tea, basically. Like, I really been running things since I was 15 years old, and you've been getting over. It's like, I'm just playing. But seriously, like, it wasn't nothing that she told me about myself that I ain't already know. But I'm still grateful for her, and I'm still grateful for the experience because I feel like it held me accountable, and it just gave me a safe space for everything to be about me. Because I have a hard time talking about myself because I feel like I'm being selfish or I'm making things like, I'm not used to things being about me. So it gave me the opportunity to just let everything out, and that's what I needed. But I didn't necessarily need her to fix me, if that makes sense. So I'm not knocking therapy, but I just feel like it's very possible for you to go through the process yourself if you can't afford it, or if you're not ready to make that step or that commitment. Like, it's very possible to heal yourself. It is. Now, it takes hard work. Now, it takes hard work, takes dedication. You know, you have to really be committed to the journey, but you know, it's worth it. But there's no one outside of yourself that can fix you. It's about, the progress I made was about, the progress that I made was from the work that I did at home in between our sessions. It wasn't from her. So if you're going to therapy thinking that this other person is going to have the solutions to your problems, they're not. Like, honestly, all you need is a journal. Journal, meditation, quiet time. Write everything that's in your head. Get it out on paper. Reread it. And evaluate where you're at. Or evaluate your mindset. And you keep doing that. You keep getting that stuff out. Because that's really what it is. Like, when we be walking around here depressed and anxious and stuff like that, it's just because we holding our problems in. I promise you, once you let it out, like, you okay. That was all I needed, was to let that stuff out. And now that I've gotten it out, and now I know, now I have a process for myself for when I am, you know, feeling kind of low, or if I feel like burdened, I know what to do now. And that's all. You just need a routine of like how to pick yourself back up. And that's what therapy did for me. But it's like now I'm finally starting to see the difference on the outside. Well, I'm not going to say that I feel it in the inside, I guess, and it's reflecting on the outside. Like, I notice, like, all week, every time I go to the bathroom, I just, like, find myself, like, just staring at me, like, in the mirror, like, girl, you looking good, you looking good. And I haven't felt, like, to be honest, I never really felt comfortable, like, looking at myself in the mirror, because honestly, I didn't like what I saw. And, like, for those who've been like with me from the beginning, y'all know, like in my first video when I was talking about how like I forget how beautiful I am until like I start putting on my makeup and getting cute and stuff like that. Now it's to the point where I don't even need all of that. Like, I be out the shower with my little shrunken fro, and I'm still in the mirror like, what's up? Girl, you popping. Curls is popping. They might stop right here, but they popping, okay? So it's like I don't need all that extra stuff. And I'm even starting to accept like my skin, my acne, which I never, like, I haven't opened up about that yet, which I do plan on doing a video, side note. But you know, that played a big factor in my self-esteem as well, and why I will always like avoid looking in the mirror. But I've honestly gotten to a point where I accept that too. Like, it's a part of me, and it doesn't take away from my beauty. And I ain't never had nobody turn me down or reject me because of it. I ain't never had nobody see me without makeup and, you know, be like, oh, I ain't messing with you no more. So it's like I'm starting to realize like all that stuff was just in my head. And when you act confident, other people are going to see you in that way, and they're going to view you as beautiful when you view yourself as beautiful. Y'all know this already. But I'm finally like getting it. It's clicking. And you know what, the other day I was at work, and I promise y'all this happened right on time too, because I actually, I was doing good, like staying positive and keeping my spirits up, and then like something pissed me off at work. So I was mad, and one of my coworkers stopped me. He's like an older man that I see like every now and then. But he stopped me and he was like, you know what, I'm really proud of you. So I looked at him like he was crazy because I didn't know what he was talking about. And he was like, you've been doing really good with like remaining positive and just like keeping your head up, and I can tell the difference. And I was like, thank you, but like, how did you know? Like, how did you know I was, that was something that I was working on? How did you know that I was practicing how to be more positive and more confident and stuff like that? Because we don't talk like that. Like I said, we just say like hi every now and then. And he was just like, I could just see it. Like, I saw you the other week, and I don't know, it's just something about you. Like, I could just tell that you're in a better space, and I'm proud of you, and like, keep up the good work. So it's just amazing because not only can I feel it, but like other people around me can see it. And it just goes to show like you don't realize how much people pay attention, because I didn't even think people like knew what I was going through. But now that I think back on it and I look at old pictures, even like my first couple of videos, you could see it in my face and just my demeanor that something was wrong with me. And it is like night and day now. So I'm just happy to finally be in that space where not much is getting to me. I feel confident in who I am, and I feel comfortable being vulnerable. Like, I'm not ashamed of anything I went through. Nothing is cringy, you know. I don't have a problem sharing my story and sharing my shortcomings because I know that it's helping people. So I'm just happy, and I'm glad to have made it this far. Of course, the journey continues, but at least now I know I got the foundation down and I know how to cope from here. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who supported me so far, and hopefully y'all been doing this healing with me. And I would honestly, if you have been, and if you feel comfortable sharing that, like, drop your progress in the comments. Like, how have y'all been feeling? Have y'all noticed any positive changes? You know, let me know. I want to see y'all's progress as well. But again, thank y'all for sticking with me, and let's keep going.